Is portfolio is the way to go when adding more products to the campaign manager. How about variations? So we segment them as well as through portfolios. I'm going to plug a YouTube video because I go way more into depth on this, although I'm going to give you the short and sweet version to the answer because I know you're on here for the answer. So this one, how to increase sales, the best variation ad strategy. Maybe I'll just drop this one in the chat as well. Highly recommend watching that. So we manage ads for several large clothing brands, and talk about variations, it's a pain. So depending on how many parent ASINs you have, I would recommend doing one portfolio per parent ASIN. The reason why we would group things on a parent ASIN level versus say a child ASIN level or SKU is because the traffic is directed to a listing, which is listings are equivalent to the parent ASINs. So we kind of group things in that way to help make sense of everything. There's certain weirdness that can happen around, like if you calculate total cost and ad sale percentage on a child ASIN level, there's some relationships between, it has to do with the ad attributions. And so in that case, very similar to that sort of slide I was sharing with you about like calculating impacts and how we roll everything up to a parent ASIN level, I would do the same thing when it comes to campaign structure and portfolio structure. Now, where that can run into issues is some of our larger clients in clothing. If we did one portfolio per parent ASIN, I don't even know if the ad console lets us add that many portfolios. So in that case, what we do is we'll group them. So for example, in the one really large account we have, we group it as like women's tank tops, women's shirts, women's short sleeve. We might have another portfolio that helps us group maybe like the best sellers or like best sellers women tops. Think of portfolios as buckets to help you make sense of or like roll up the data. So for an example, in this one, our client like thinks of the products in these buckets. And so when you click on the portfolio, you can see all of the data and performance for that entire portfolio. So it makes it very helpful to, again, like roll up things in a way that we would like the data aggregated, if that makes any sense. As far as going about variations, again, we will look at it on per parent ASIN level. If you have data, we prefer to advertise simply the best sellers. That will help you with performance. If you don't have data, sometimes we will group products into campaigns. And then depending on, again, as we get that data feedback as to which products perform the best, then we will sort of hone in on the best sellers. But again, I go through all of that. The advertising variations video. So if you're trying to figure that out, I would recommend watching that.